Welcome back, Love Stylers. I'm Misty. Today we're going to be talking about a protein-rich diet and keeping off the weight. These two things go hand in hand, in my opinion, and that's because I lost 55 pounds in 8 sizes with a combination of the keto diet, some fasting and intermittent fasting in between in the last 4 years, and now I've been over onto a protein-rich diet or the carnivore diet for the past about year and a half, keeping it off. This is really important, guys. I want to thank you for tuning in, though. Thank you for subscribing, and please feel free to ask me anything in the comments. I will answer you, and we appreciate you. Also, thank you for listening to Black Eyed Soul. That's our band. My husband and I record right here in this room. And let us know if you like it. It's free music, or go to blackeyedsoul.com. So, a protein-rich diet. This is what I want to talk about because you've heard of the carnivore diet, which is basically keto 2.0. And it's a more extreme version of the ketogenic diet, meaning the absence of carbs or very little amounts of carbs will help you lose weight and get healthy. A lot of people are getting off of their meds, dropping weight, like we said, dropping fat, most importantly, and cleaning up their health from the inside out. We're also healing our gut microbiome and curing leaky guts, which I'm sure you've heard of. If you're tuning in today, I'm sure you've heard of some of these terms. So my husband, Andrew, is not here today. He's somewhere around here doing some household stuff. But I wanted to talk to you, just you and I, just like the old times, about some of this stuff. And let's get right to it. So a protein-rich diet is a carnivore diet. I'm starting to use a different language, guys. Carnivore is offensive, I'm finding. I don't even like the name. And I'm not afraid to talk about this. It's protein rich. You're starting with the most nutrient dense stuff on your plate, which is meats, seafood, fish, pork, chicken, turkey even, and a lot of other things. Liver, if you're brave, which I have incorporated a little bit of liver into my life in the last year and a half, and I find it makes me feel like Superwoman. So bone broth is very helpful. Eggs are very nutrient dense. You can have dairy, cheese. This is the basis of a high protein or a protein-rich protocol. Let me know if you want to be featured on this show, if you lost a lot of weight, or you have a healing story about when you switched over to low carb, how your life has changed for the better. I do ask that you're comfortable in front of a camera and being filmed on camera and not too awkward. And we may feature you. Get a hold of me in the comments. I will read them. I will respond. I want to hear from you. So just to touch on what we are not eating. Again, this is kind of obvious. If you know anything about the keto diet, which I do love the keto diet, that got me started. I quit drinking going on 4 years ago, and then I went on the keto diet at the same time. I couldn't lose weight because I was drinking booze. And the reason, I thought I was eating kind of good, guys. And I was eating a lot of salad and, with chicken breast on there and watching what I ate. But I would go home and drink some wine or some beer. And I found out that those were carbs I did not need. I couldn't really figure out, why am I not losing weight? And it was the alcohol that got me thinking about, wait a second, these are calories. There's carbs in alcohol. Some people think, drinking alcohol is okay. I don't agree with that. It's basically fermented sugar. So we're leaving off alcohol, except for those occasions, guys. You don't have to go alcohol-free. If this scares you, I'm going to just talk to you very, very candidly here. Save the alcohol. In my opinion, this is what you should do. Save the alcohol for those times you want to celebrate. It's your birthday. It's Christmas time. You got family coming in and you're having your family reunion. those are the times if you want to have a drink, that's the time to celebrate, but not every night. Not 3 times a week like I was drinking, not just on the weekends. Save the alcohol for those times where you want to celebrate, you want to let a little bit loose, you want to go off your diet for a minute and enjoy and kind of feel like you're having a mini vacation. So alcohol for those times, I don't think is that bad. Now, I can't do that. I found if I have 1 drink, I have to have 5. So for me, it doesn't work. But if you enjoy a drink occasionally, make it an occasion. New Year's Eve, I get it, guys. And Chrissy Strives, if you're watching from Instagram, what's up, Chrissy? She got a hold of me and talked to me about the fact that she gave up alcohol very recently and she finally started to see the weight come off very fast. And I'm proud of you. A high protein diet. Let's get back to this, guys. You're leaving off sugar, you're leaving off carbs, bad oils, all the vegetable oils. You're not consuming soy and soybean oil, which is in many products. It's even in salad dressing. The safer oils are olive oil, coconut oil, butter, bacon fat, and beef tallow. Those are safe so far that we know of. This is kind of a Dr. Berg thing, which I love Dr. Berg. Maybe we'll put a picture here. He is the keto king, and he got me started too. He helped me quite a bit. I watched all of his videos. Check him out if you haven't. No cereal, crackers, muffins, cakes, cookies, ice cream, pasta, potatoes, rice. We're leaving all of this crap out of our diet. No wheat. Wheat is very, very bad for the gut. It destroys the gut microbiome and it causes holes in your gut. So we're staying away from these kind of foods. You can eat vegetables if you enjoy vegetables. Some of us have trouble with vegetables. I am one of those people. I'm very sensitive. I have sensitive skin. And I found if I eat a lot of lettuce and spinach and certain kinds of vegetables, I even am questioning tomatoes, which I love tomatoes. But I started to back off from some of these vegetables over the years, guys. When I was on keto, I ate tons of salads. I know you guys are doing this. You're eating giant salads, and that's fine. If it works for you, great. It's better than the alternative of eating the junk food from the standard American diet, like you probably have all these years. And it's built up in your body. We want to clean it out. So if you want to start with some salad and that helps you, great. But I will say salad can be a problem for some of us who are sensitive. And that's why I started to head over towards meat. There are oxalates, and there's lectins, I think they're called, in vegetables. And they sometimes can jack you up. Just to make a long story short, look up oxalates in vegetables. If you find that you're plateaued on keto, or your weight loss has kind of stalled a bit, or you're feeling bloated, or you have eczema like I had, and you're not off your blood pressure medicine. That's what happened to me. I had to move over to Carnivore a year and a half ago to get rid of those meds and get rid of my high blood pressure, which it did work. Don't forget the eggs, guys. Just start adding eggs into your life. If you want to move over to a protein-rich protocol, like I have done, and I have found so much healing and success, better skin, whiter teeth, more focus, higher sex drive, protein. We're starting with the most nutrient dense on our plate, the most nutrient dense foods. We're talking beef, chicken. Some people even like turkey. There's a lot of protein in meat. Seafood, let's not forget that whole category of seafood, which a lot of people who practice the carnivore diets kind of forget about. Fish sometimes and seafood. Have a big plate of crab legs with some drawn butter. I promise you, you will not miss the salad. A protein-rich lifestyle or diet to keep the weight off and clean your body out of toxins will keep you satiated or full for longer. It's very satisfying. I find that most people who try to diet, they're hungry all the time. They're drinking the Gatorade with 30 ingredients. They're drinking the diet soda with 35 ingredients. Your body has to try and fight off all of these chemicals before it can get to burning fat. Drink water. If it's hard for you to drink just water and you think that's boring, I don't really blame you for thinking it's boring and tasteless, and you feel kind of hungry, you want a little bit of satiety on the tongue. You can add some salt to your water, a little lemon juice, and some people like that. It's not my favorite. I just switched over to water a little at a time. A lot of people drink coffee or tea and this helps them. That's another little trick. And if you're trying to kick the Gatorade and you're trying to kick the Crystal Lights and all of these drinks that are out there, just please look at the ingredients. Do not be scared to turn it over and look at the label. And you will find there are many ingredients you cannot pronounce. Your body has to work off, try to burn through those ingredients before it can even think of burning off fat. When you switch over to a protein-rich diet, you are starting with nutrient density. You're switching over to water. You're including pink salt or sea salt in your diet. You're not being afraid of that salt, guys. Do not be afraid of that salt. So I had a subscriber ask me, well, Misty, do you have an eating plan that I could, print out or something like that? Because I don't know where to begin. That got me thinking, maybe in the future we could do something like that if you like my style. So I did write back to the subscriber and I gave him some basics. I said, you want to start with your meats. Don't be afraid of a nice portion of meat, beef, chicken, pork, what have you. We do a lot of high-fat meats in our home. We do chicken wings, ribs, pork ribs. Steak is good because it has some fat on there usually. I love ground beef. We do bacon burgers with cheese. We throw some pickles in there. We do have some veg now and then. There's a couple of vegetables that I actually think aren't too bad for you if you're sensitive to vegetables. Now I'm going to name some now. I love olives. Olives have olive oil in there, but it has a lot of antioxidants. And olives are a nice little treat to have with your burger, your bacon cheeseburger. Maybe some pickles or sauerkraut on the side goes nicely. It's good for the gut microbiome to have things that have been soaked in vinegar, and that's supposed to help us. Some of my friends ask me, you just eat meat only? Oh my God. No, I actually do have some vegetables. I'm going to name off some vegetables that I think are less aggravating to my system, and you may want to consider this if you're having some issues or maybe your weight loss is slowed down. You can try things that are fermented. Sauerkrauts. It's good for the gut, guys. Pickles. Avocados, top of the list. I eat at least 2 to 3 avocados a week when I'm having a little veg or fruit. For fruit, I recommend strawberries if you're not allergic to strawberries, or berries in moderation. If you check out my Instagram, I just posted something with my little cartoon Misty that says, ice cream who? Just take some frozen strawberries, throw it in a blender. You could even throw a little bit of Ready Whip on top. No one's gonna arrest you if you have a berry smoothie this spring or summer to keep things a little fresh. Another couple of vegetables, broccoli. It's not my favorite, but I'll have it now and then. A little cauliflower. Check out my video for cauli mac and cheese. And that makes it a lot more tolerable. And Brussels with pancetta bacon or just regular bacon, Brussels sprouts, I find are very, very enjoyable. And those are about it for the vegetables that I consume. Occasionally, I may have a salad when I go out to eat if I'm in the mood for a little more freshness. But this is more unusual and becoming more and more unusual for me. But keeping a little bit of vegetable in the diet, a little more on the keto end than the protein-rich end, gives your gut a little bit more diversity. And I'm starting to think that that's a safe bet and having a little piece of fruit now and then. Also keeping some versatility and diversity in your gut for the enzymes and whatever happens in there with all the communities fighting over your gut. You want to all get along. You want to all exist in the same place like we're trying to do here in this world, this beautiful paradise. So for nutrient density, for protein-rich lifestyle choices, you know we have all of the meats. That's so obvious. We're starting with that as the foundation of your diet. You can have eggs. Please include eggs. You will not be mad at me when you include eggs in your diet because you'll feel so wonderful. We have our water in there, our pink salt or sea salts to keep our electrolytes balanced. Remember, you can supplement with a little magnesium, and you can also take Epsom salt baths, which is very nice and has changed things for me. I feel very balanced most of the time. And of course you can have some cheese, guys. If I didn't have cheese on this diet, I don't think I would do the diet. And I'm being 100% honest here. Cheese is a staple for me. It makes me feel full. It makes me feel like I'm having something rich and delicious. It goes great with meat. You can have cheese. Don't overdo the cheese. Don't eat a block at a time. I don't get too particular about what types of cheeses. Cheese has a little salt that helps you keep in your electrolytes. And even a little more dairy, a little heavy whipping cream I do have in my coffee. And I enjoy some cottage cheese, or I'll make homemade yogurt. And these are the things that are okay when you're eating a protein-rich diet. There's protein in all of those things that I named. And even some nut butter occasionally is okay. It's also high in protein. Some people are allergic to peanuts. I don't do well with peanuts, so I go for the sunflower butter. And once you make that transition, it takes a little time. You start loving that sunflower butter just as much. We want to thank you for tuning in today to Love Style. Please hit me up if you want to be on the show, if you have a great healing story. Thank you for listening to our music. blackeyedsoul.com. Check us out. Free music everywhere you find free music. We are there. And we'll see you next time on Love Style. Peace.